Hi and welcome, chart artist. Today we will go look at some of the levels that I discussed yesterday during my video update and see if bullish momentum can still continue to the upside to go and claim the all-time highs. Also, I'll share with you two little scalp trades that I took yesterday with this nice momentum here to the upside from Bitcoin. And before we dive in, just a quick recap of what I discussed yesterday, which is now played out to perfection. Yesterday, during my YouTube update, these are some of the levels that I explained, and let me just play this little clip from a refresher perspective. Together with this diagonal with high volume, retested as support for continuation to the upside. I do still see a possible rejection here by the all-time high, where even when we break this trend, I will be taking profits aggressively here to the upside, because it's not to say that we break through here successfully that we're potentially coming to claim this all-time high again. This could be a breakout to test the scene of the crime, or to retest the scene of the crime, where we failed to hold this level. Okay, you're coming back to retest it, and then we have a deeper correction back to the downside. So okay, and today we will discuss where we are. We have now played out this little scenario. Let's go analyze the price of Bitcoin here together. And the first thing I wanted to show you guys is that these are the two little scalp trades that I took on some of my favorite altcoins. On Bybit, I took a trade on Atom, nice 21%, 5x leverage, low leverage. And it's not to say that you can't make money by not using any leverage. You can see here on Mexi, I took a 1x leverage trade, still made a little bit of money here in the pocket. So go down into the description of this video, click on more inside the description, and you will see the first link is Bybit, where you can enjoy an insane 20% reduction in your fees when you start trading. Also, here is Mexi, where I took my 1x leverage trade, nice little profits in the bag, no KYC required. Go sign up now for my community only. Great $20,000 bonus here on Mexi, depending on how much you deposit and trade, 20% discount, and also a $30,000 bonus here on Bybit. Let's get into today's analysis. Right, looking at the price of Bitcoin over here, this is basically the scenario that we were eyeing out yesterday. Is to say that I mentioned, as per the little clip that I've just played, just a quick little recap is that I was keeping an eye on this momentum, and you see how easy you can keep trading for yourself without going into Fibonacci and all these crazy things and Elliott wave theory. I was waiting for us to break this trend. Okay, and then we came back for a beautiful retest, and we had a naked point of control, or a previous day point of control as well, where I said a possible rejection, a beautiful retest of the trend, and then green volume started kicking in and giving us that nice momentum here to the upside. And I think that 618 level, 0.618 level that I mentioned was there, and we reclaimed the 0.618 level, breaking through this trend, and now we are outside of the trend. Will bullish momentum remain here to the upside? Right, also I shared this alpha with our Discord community this morning first. Also, link down in the description for 25% discount, where myself and Andy share the alpha first from a technical perspective, where we watch the levels and go through possible trading scenarios. Right, now what I would like to do is let's zoom into this little structure over here. Okay, so first let's tackle the bullish scenario. Okay, right, so the first bullish scenario I want to highlight is, let's go onto the 15-minute and zoom in onto this little structure over here. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm seeing at the moment, is a wave 1, 2, 3, and we are potentially now building the fourth wave. So this could be an A, B, C here to the downside, and then we're going to complete the fifth wave for another A, B, C correction, and then continue a possible third wave here to the upside. Okay, so let's go and play out the scenario. Is to say that, well, if this is something that I showed our community this morning as well, is you can go and measure these waves. Also, those two little scalp trades that I've just shown you, why did I take profits and why did I close those positions? To me, those were two little day trades, nice profit in the bag. And the reason I closed those scalp trades is when you take a fib extension from the bottom to the high, okay, to the bottom, you drag it across, and you can see exactly where we rejected was by the 1.618, which I always highlight in my videos is a common third wave target. Okay, if this is a 1, 2, 3, okay, and this is potentially an A, B, C to the downside, where we will now continue to go and make the fifth wave. But we can also start the fifth wave from where we are right now, because this corrective structure is long enough compared to the impulse. And let me just quickly show you guys. Okay, cool. So purely still keeping a bullish momentum perspective in mind, is to say that if I take a fib from the start of the impulse, okay, to where the impulse ended, and the reason I'm using this pivot and not this pivot, because this is corrective. This is an A, B, C to the downside. And you can see the corrective structure ended by the 0.618. Okay, timing is very important in the market as well. Is to say that this correction was for this structure, and potentially this correction is for this impulse here to the upside. So let's go measure that quick, and to say, right, time fib from the start of the impulse to where it ended, and you can see we are past the 1-to-1 ratio already, so there's already a chance that we could go up and claim this high. Okay, we're purely looking at it from a bullish perspective now, and I'll tackle the bearish case scenario in a moment. Right, okay. You can also see where this low is here by the 0.618. Okay, so this could potentially be a formation of a first wave inside the final fifth wave here to the upside, where we can then see a deeper correction to the downside. Right, let's go play out the scenarios. The one scenario that I'm watching is to say, well, first, before we get there, the reason I took profits on those two little trades is that I've been tracking this momentum, and when we hit the 1.618, I closed those positions expecting a correction from Bitcoin, and as you know, Bitcoin drags the alts with it, and that is why I closed those positions from a scalping perspective. Right, okay, so let's still entertain the bullish scenario over here. Let's just take this out, is to say that, well, let's play some what-if scenarios. Right, let's just switch on daily analysis on here. You can see here was that previous day point of control that we smashed through. I can now remove that from the chart. If I go and switch on some daily levels, you'll see we have a fresh daily level printed here yesterday, and we also have an untapped daily level slightly above the third wave. Okay, so from a bullish perspective, what I am expecting is to say that we still have this all-time high level over here. So if this is a wave, grab that, 1, 2, 3, and we are busy with the fourth wave, or let's say this was the end of the fourth wave and we are going to make a fifth wave here to the upside, it will claim the daily level, right? And potentially even the all-time high, where you could see an SFP from these levels. Right, you are not shorting as we are moving up here. You are shorting the retracement and the acceptance back below these levels. Okay, your stop loss for potentially a larger A, B, and that B wave that comes back up here can stop a lot of people out. Okay, C, where that C wave could potentially even come and retest this trend line. Right. But what the structure will then look like is that when you zoom out a little bit, okay, you will then see that we are potentially forming a new bullish trend here to the upside, where you now have a 1, 2, and a bigger third impulsive wave here to the upside. But only once this structure is complete can I go and work out possible third wave targets, like I've just done with this little wave 1 here, where you take your trend-based fib from the bottom to the top to the low, and you can see your not your minimum, your general third wave target should be around the 1.618. Okay, so from a bullish perspective, this is the scenario that I'm watching, is to say that, well, you don't want to lose this trend, and especially you do not want to lose the daily level here and this monthly open. Okay, for bullish momentum to remain to the upside, but to keep it simple, you want to stay inside of this trend. Potentially a deep correction could mean that we are going to bounce over here or even a little bit higher for that third explosive wave here to the upside, coming to grab all the beautiful liquidity above these highs over here. Okay, there is massive liquidity. Let's go have a quick look at liquidity. Right, as you can see here on the 1 month, nice liquidity above these highs, but we also have some insane liquidity here by the $50,000 level, of which the bearish scenario I'll explain in a moment. Okay, let's get back into the price action over here. Take some of the brushes out the way. Right, what else? Okay, let's tackle the bearish scenario here quickly, is to say that from a bearish perspective, okay, and I want to zoom out a little bit here. And let's look at what if we do not come and claim this all-time high here, right? We still have to be, as traders, we have to have plans from a bullish and a bearish perspective. What if, okay, this is a larger A, B, C here to the downside, or a WXY, where you have a WXY, and all a WXY means is it's complex corrective structures inside of each waves, but I'm not going to go into too much detail with that right now. We still have to keep this scenario in mind, where we potentially have a 5-wave move or even a 3-wave move, where we can fall down from where we are right now, or we first go and tap, failing to break through the daily level and the all-time high of 2021, and we come tumbling down here, coming to tap this trend line over here. And this trend line, zooming out here onto the 4-hour, just want to show everyone, is basically connecting these two little lows over here, where you've got an upsloping trend line, and perhaps that will be the obvious bouncing area for now, where we come back down, we test this trend. We also have a naked point of control inside this tiny little consolidation area over there that could provide at least a bounce, but it's not to say that this bounce is going to take us to all-time highs. It could be another lower high for us to come and grab that $50,000 liquidity that I've just shown you on the heat map coming to bounce on this trend over here. Right, let me just take the daily levels and things out the way to show you guys a little bit more in detail. Okay, so removing the daily levels over here, I just want to show you guys. Okay, keeping it basic and keeping it simple is that, okay, just to keep it simple, from a bearish perspective, if we had to come and reject here, and we can even fall down from where we are right now, but let's play out the scenario. We SFP, we reject, okay, and we bounce on this trend over here, okay, that then means for me that this wave had a correction, this wave had a correction, and then for this wave, this is the correction for this wave, okay. If we had to lose this trend line and come and bounce on this trend line over here, you can see that we are potentially, okay, maybe it won't be that straight, so let's say the price does something like this. You can see by the time we are bouncing on this trend, it means that we will grab all of that beautiful liquidity around about the $50,000 level, and it also means that we are then correcting this entire structure over here. Right, this correction is for this entire impulse, okay. Right, so I just wanted to share with you both the bullish and bearish case scenario. Another thing, just quickly, that I wanted to highlight with everyone is to say that, well, what if we do go and claim the all-time highs? Is that bullish? Right, there is definitely a scenario that I am still keeping an eye on, is to say that, just zooming in here onto the 1 hour, is to say a scenario that I'm definitely keeping in mind is to say that, well, if these are impulses here to the upside, and let's just high level speculate to say that, well, if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, we grab all of the beautiful liquidity here above, and as you can see here on the liquidity heat map, going back onto the weekly time frame, you will see that there is insane liquidity above those highs. Okay, maybe the 1 month will work better. Let's go back onto the 1 month. Okay, you will see that there is a massive amount of liquidity here to the upside. So if this is an 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulsive wave here to the upside, it is not to say that momentum is going to continue to the upside. It could literally be a liquidity grab, okay, where I see us grabbing the liquidity above these highs, and then we can still make a larger A, B, C correction here to the downside to come and bounce on this trend. So even by claiming the all-time high does not mean that we are necessarily just going to go to $100,000, $90,000. Right, there is still levels that we need to watch, CVD that we need to watch, and this could also equal a deeper correction here to the downside, where this then becomes a larger A, B flat or extended B wave to the upside, and a C to the downside. And once this B wave is in and we do find some continuation here to the downside, I can go and work out exactly where we can expect the C wave to land up at. Right, that is basically the update here from my side. Hope you enjoyed it, and for all of the new traders here joining the community and learning how to trade for the first time, please go and check out this video to get you started and put you on the right track as a beginner trader. Until the next one, cheers for now.